Okay. Now, this is my little practice piece of paper. Okay. I've just, cut up and halved a piece of, from a bigger piece. So I'm just put some tape around it. And I'm just doing a little pencil drawing of, well, I might even just do 2 leaves, but if, I might do a third one. But basically, I just want you to have a close relationship with those leaves. So this one obviously is going to be the one that's behind, and then I'm going to do another one here, which is slightly in front of it. Okay. So the idea is that you start with a little exercise, which we're going to work with. And I'm drawing it so you can see it. If you don't want to draw it, well, I think it's probably a good idea to draw it with pencil just for this exercise anyway. Just a quick little drawing. It doesn't have to be anything too perfect. Just, to indicate the shape. And then if you want to do a third little leaf behind it, you can. If you've got that sort of a setup. I don't know quite what everybody's got. So I know Chris has got some hydrangea, which is very nice. Okay, so I've got roughly got 3 here. Now, mine happen to be still attached to a little bit of woody stuff. So this bit here. I might just put another leaf in down here as well. Now, the lovely thing about them when they're all crinkled, the leaves, I mean, is that you get lots of movement and twisting and turning and bits folding over, rolling over, which I think makes them, interesting to draw or interesting to paint even, So be aware of that they're, any kind, I'll blow this up a bit so you can see it a bit better. Is that in focus, Sue?
Oh, hold on. No, not quite. That's better. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. When you've got your 3 little leaves drawn up, then go ahead and mix the colour for that little study. Okay. If mine are all very similar in colour, as yours probably are, Sally, because the colour.
Mine are all brown.
Yes, that's fine. So
Plain brown.
Mix your main colour. And then what I would suggest you do is to, you could try making a dark and a light version of that colour.
Okay.
So I'm going to do the same because I've finished my drawing now. Chris,
yes.
What would you put with the yellow ochre to make it? Well, what makes brown? What 2 colours do we usually use?
I don't know. I've gone blank.
Okay, we usually use 1 blue and something like burnt sienna or yellow ochre. But I think you need to put a bit of red in it to make it brown. So maybe if you've got burnt sienna nearby. That will be a better colour to start with.
Okay.
And then add to that a little blue, and it should give you a brown. If you put too much blue in it, it won't look brown anymore. Try that first of all, and not too much water.
Which blue?
Ultramarine you could try with the burnt sienna. This colour here is burnt sienna. Okay. If I add a bit of ultramarine to it, it immediately goes brown. If you add a bit more blue to it, it'll go darker brown. I've got a green here that I've mixed, which is quite good for the green that I need. But this, I wanted to try and create a dark, a medium, and a light. And it's quite tricky because, in a way, you need to start with the darkest one first and then add water to it and dilute it in another well. So I'm attempting to do that at the moment here. I'm just going to go out a bit, otherwise you won't be able to see. So this actually is my darkest one. And I've taken some of that and put it in that well, and some of that and put it in that well. This one's got the most water in, so this one will be the palest. This one has got not quite as much water in, so it will hopefully end up being the medium one. I want to create 3 tones of that colour. That is my aim for this little initial exercise. Okay. Now I'm just working with the leaves I've got. If you've got a brown, then those colours should be 3 versions of a brown. Without seeing what everybody's got, I can't advise you, but I would just aim to try and make a dark, a medium, and a light. Let's just start with that once you've done your drawing of the 3 leaves. This little study here. I mean, mine look. I'm sorry, I've gone over it and over it, but basically that's going to be the dark, that'll be the medium, and this will be the light. Okay. And they're quite dull colours because what I'm looking at is also the leaves have not got much colour in them. I'll try and show them to you in a second. What I want you to do is to take now your lightest colour, your lightest one that you've mixed, and paint over all 3. Okay, just with the lightest colour. Remember, this is just the practice. This is not sort of got to be a great work of art. So I just think it's worth doing this beforehand. So what I've got there doesn't look like any colour at all, which is fine because when I look at those leaves in front of me, my leaves, there isn't much colour because the colour has been withdrawn, obviously, because they're half dead. Now, a way of showing distance in something like this, where you've got leaves in front of each other and they're all the same colour, you need to create some sort of sense of the space, the fact that some leaves or some parts of what you're looking at are closer to you than other parts. The way I'm going to try and do it is by using my mid-tone for the one that's a little bit closer, and then my dark tone for where the light can't get at all. So underneath these leaves where they're curled right over the back, the front side of it. But what you see is that the curled over bit is very light, and the bit underneath where the light's not getting is considerably darker. And I'm going to use my 3rd tone in there and see if I get the effect of this edge or the front of the leaf that's curled over being closer to me, the bit underneath possibly being, darker, or you can use your mid-tone and then drop your dark in over the bit that's close, really the darkest part of all. I would like you just to experiment, see if you can create a sense of space or a sense of some edges being lighter than others with what you've got. So could you do that? And then when you finish, we'll have a look at everybody's. Now, in effect, what I'm doing is I'm giving that first colour in places, the second coat of colour with the mid-tone. So this one here is the mid-tone. That's the lightest. And then underneath here, it's going to be darker as well. And this one I'm going to make mid-tone all over. Now, don't start dropping colour in until the colour you want to drop into is not completely shiny, but goes more matte. So you'll have to just wait a minute. I wouldn't use a hairdryer, just look at it and observe what's going on. If you want to do anything at all, you could maybe create a colour for if you've got a stem or a stalk. Mine is an incredible pinky red.